So the iOS 14 beta has been out for quite some time now, but in this episode, I want to go ahead and help you discover some of the pros and cons of the software as somebody who's been testing it for a while, and we're going to find out what those are before the official does launch. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Welcome to my pros and cons of iOS 14 using the 11 Pro for this episode. Guys, let me know what you've been experiencing with iOS 14 so far if you've been running the beta down below in the comments section of this video. Now, my first con is pretty much Captain Obvious here. The ability to still not have your apps placed wherever you want. If you bring the Amazon app down here, for example, it's just gonna fly right up back over there. So that's definitely con number one for me, is the ability to not place some applications wherever you want on the home screen. Still a pro to using an Android device versus iOS 14. Now, my second con is related to the app library. So you can see this is one of the great new features of iOS 14, but at the same time, if you take a look at, the app library and we try to edit something, there's no ability to edit the app library. It's kind of like you got to live with what Apple's giving you here within this app library. So it's really not customizable. And while it is very clean, some people are not going to give two craps about this. It's still nice. It would be nice to have the ability to customize your own categories and place things wherever you want within the app library. It can still be clean at the same time, but just give us the option to go ahead and put applications and create our own little sections within the app library along with the algorithm. It would be quite nice, I would say. And the third con is that you really can't interact with widgets. So they look really clean. Don't get me wrong. They look really nice, but there's no ability to actually interact with them. You just tap them and they kind of just go into the application. So that's my third con of iOS 14 using it so far. I really just don't like that. I want to see more interactivity within the widgets for iOS 14. Now, my fourth con here is it's not really easy to adjust the size of your widgets. So if we edit the widgets here, you can change your location and weather, but anytime you want to kind of place something bigger or something like that, you're going to have to go back in and get that bigger widget every time. So it's kind of like a two-step process versus like on Android, you can kind of just resize it from the home screen. So if you don't want this big one here anymore, what you have to do is take this widget, remove it, and then we're going to go ahead, press the add button up here, and we're going to go ahead and add another widget from the app tray. So we'll go to calendar here, and you could see, maybe I'll just take this bigger one right here. Now there is a smart stack widget right here where you can kind of swipe through widgets on the home screen, but at the same time, it's not going to be anything, that's too interactive. You still just tap and it's going to go right into that application. And my fifth con, this is my final con for this episode. I don't want to make this too long because there's so much stuff in iOS 14. This video could be like an hour long. But right here, you can see no battery percentage widget still. Like, I just want to see an icon or just put it inside the battery. Just tell us without having to do this every time. And also, if you go over here to the left, you can see that a lot of the battery widgets for iOS 14 are just massive. I don't need a widget that large just to see my battery percentage. It's something that just needs to kind of be out of the way, pretty small. If I go to batteries here, you can see these battery widgets are just huge. I don't need these big of a battery widget just to see battery percentage. I just want it up here in the corner, or if it's going to be a widget, make it really small, almost like an app icon size. And so let's begin now with the pros. We talked about the cons, but let's save the best for last. The first pro is with the widgets. The widgets are super clean on iOS 14. They're the cleanest widgets I've ever seen on phones. It looks better than Android in my opinion. And that's not just because, I'm a fan of the iOS experience. I just think Apple did a better job at making these applications look super clean on the iOS 14. I mean, look at that clock widget. That thing just looks crispy. It just looks beautiful right there on iOS 14. Now, at the same time, you also have another pro here within the Messages app. So what is this pro? Well, it's basically related to emojis. If you're looking now for emojis, this is one of my favorite features, and a huge pro I've been loving about 14 since using it is the ability to search for emojis. So we're doing a video, so let's search for video camera. You can see video camera right there. Definitely needed. I mean, this seems like a feature that should have been here forever, but it's finally here for iOS 14. And I really do love that. That's my second pro, one of my favorite pros of iOS 14. Okay guys, so the next one is picture-in-picture mode. So we're here on YouTube in the browser, and if we go ahead and do this, like so, we can use picture-in-picture. Now, it's not available yet for the YouTube application itself, but when it does become available, it's going to be even more useful, as you'll be able to move this around. You can pull this over here, do something else really quick, giving you a little bit more multitasking abilities for your iPhone. Again, making it smaller to get it out of the way if you're looking for an application. Pretty neat. Definitely a major upgrade in your entertainment experience for the iPhone coming with iOS 14. Gotta say, I think that's one of my favorite pros here of 14 is picture-in-picture. Now, the next thing I really love about iOS 14, while I don't like, the ability you can't put an app wherever you want, I really do like this feature right here, where you can just hide an entire app page. Just really minimizes the clutter on the home screen for iOS 14. You no longer have to swipe through a million pages. You can just kind of hide these things out of the way if you don't like them, and then you could just go to the application library over there and find the application you want. Again, based on Apple's algorithm, not your own customizations, but still, usually they're placed pretty well. Like you have utilities, social media applications, and it places proper applications where it's supposed to be. It's not like it's some stupid thing on here. It's pretty darn smart when it comes to the application. So overall, I really like that ability to just minimize the home screen, get those app pages out of there. And my fifth pro has to come with privacy. This is my final pro for this video. There's more, but I just wanted to keep this one simple. 10, 5 cons, 5 pros. You can see location services. You can do approximate locations within these applications now, especially some of the third-party ones. Precise location, you could turn this off on here. Privacy is getting a major update here for iOS 14. And also, if you're going ahead and recording or an application is using audio or something, there's going to be an indicator up there to tell you what's going on. Not only that, you're going to get even more information when it comes to applications within the App Store. So there'll just be more privacy notifications here within the App Store, giving you more information on where you're downloading an application from and things like that. So that's my fifth and final pro. I gotta say, for the iPhone experience, it's about to get so much better for you. But I think if you like a more simple iOS experience, you might have to adjust to this. iOS 14 is really going to change how you use your iPhone. But again, the major one is App Library. You don't really have to move widgets on the home screen, but you're going to have to get used to App Library because you can't hide this. You can't get rid of this. Anyway, those are my iOS 14 pros and cons so far. What do you guys think? Are you going to download iOS 14? Are you just going to stay on 13 for a little while? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Have you already been using it? Let us know down below. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, click the like button for me. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, stay safe, and peace.